Well, come back to our channel. Confident men never do this around women. Are you guilty? If you want to instantly turn a woman off, do this one thing. It's subtle, it's common, and even confident men sometimes slip up. But the men who truly get it, they avoid this like the plague. Why? Because they understand attraction on a deeper level, beyond words, beyond looks. So, what's this silent deal breaker? Let's talk about it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these mistakes are and how to fix them fast. And if you stick around till the end, I'll share a bonus tip that separates truly confident men from the rest. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Welcome to EMA, your go-to channel for real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Point 1, over-explain themselves for validation. Have you ever found yourself explaining why you made a simple decision, even though no one asked? If so, you might be guilty of this confidence-killing mistake. Here's the truth. Confident men don't justify every move they make. They don't feel the need to convince others that their choices are valid. They simply make them. But when a man over-explains it, signals something deeper. He's seeking approval, and the moment a woman senses that the dynamic shifts, picture this. A guy orders a whiskey on a date. Instead of just enjoying it, he nervously adds, "I ordered a whiskey because I like the smoky flavour, not because I'm trying to act cool or anything." Now, what's really happening here? The second he over-explains, he's subconsciously asking for permission to be himself, and that's not attractive. Women don't want a man who needs their validation. They're drawn to men who own their choices without hesitation. Confident men, they let their actions speak for themselves. If they order a whiskey, they just order a whiskey. No speech, no nervous disclaimers. If they have an opinion, they say it. If they make a decision, they stand by it. No explaining. No looking around for approval, just certainty. Because here's the takeaway. Confidence isn't about getting everyone's approval. It's about owning your choices without explanation. Point 2, fill every silence with anxious chatter. If you feel like every second of silence is awkward, you're making a huge mistake. Most guys assume that if they're not constantly talking, they're losing her interest. So they fill every pause with rambling, unnecessary chatter, and in doing so, they kill the very thing that makes them attractive presence. Think about it. Have you ever been on a date and watched a guy talk non-stop? Maybe he jumps from topic to topic, throws in a few nervous jokes, even laughs at his own sentences before she does. Meanwhile, the woman she's leaning back, her eye contact is fading. She's glancing at her phone. Why? Because confident men don't fear silence. They embrace it. They know that in those quiet moments, tension builds, attraction grows, and curiosity deepens. And here's a little secret. Women are drawn to men who are comfortable in their own skin. When a man can sit in silence, hold eye contact, and simply be present, it creates a sense of mystery and control, and that is attractive. So what's the move? The next time you're in a conversation, don't rush to fill the silence. Let the moment breathe. Hold her gaze. Let her be the one to break the silence. Because confidence isn't about forcing connection. It's about allowing it to happen naturally. Point 3, diminish their own achievements to seem humble. Have you ever caught yourself downplaying your success? Maybe someone compliments your work and instead of owning it, you say, "Oh, it's nothing really." Or maybe you get a promotion and instead of standing by it, you brush it off with, "Yeah, I got lucky." You might think this makes you humble, but here's the reality. It actually makes you seem less valuable. Now, don't get me wrong, humility is a great quality, but there's a fine line between being humble and undervaluing yourself. And a lot of men cross that line without realizing it. Imagine this. A guy tells a woman, "Yeah, I got promoted at work, but it's not a big deal." He thinks he's being modest, but What does she hear? She hears a man who doesn't see himself as valuable. And if he doesn't take himself seriously, why should she? Confident men own their success without arrogance. They don't brag, but they also don't minimize their achievements. Instead of saying, "It's not a big deal," they say, "Yeah, I worked hard for it, and I'm proud of it." Simple, clean, no over-explaining, no insecurity, just certainty. Here's the truth. If you downplay your own value, the world will take you at your word. Whether it's in dating, business, or life, the way you talk about yourself sets the standard for how others see you. So, next time someone acknowledges your success, don't shy away from it. Stand by it, because confidence is owning your worth without diminishing it. Point 4, apologize for normal personal preferences. Have you ever said something like, "Sorry, I don't really like horror movies"? Or, "Sorry, I'm not into sushi"? If so, stop right now. Here's why apologizing for harmless personal preferences makes you seem unsure of yourself. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who feels the need to apologize for just being himself. Think about it. When was the last time you heard a confident man apologize for his taste in food, music, or movies? Probably never. That's because men with real confidence don't feel the need to explain or justify their personal choices. Now imagine this scenario. A guy is on a date and she asks, "Do you like sushi?" Instead of just answering normally, he says, "Oh, I don't really eat sushi. Sorry." Why is he apologizing? Not eating sushi isn't offensive. It's just a personal preference, but the moment he adds that unnecessary apology, he subconsciously signals that he's looking for approval, as if his choices are something to be ashamed of. Now let's flip it. Imagine a woman saying, "I actually don't drink coffee." Would that make you think less of her? No, you just accept it and move on. That's exactly how you should treat your own preferences. So how do confident men handle this? They own what they like without making a big deal about it. They say, "Nah, I'm not really into horror movies." Or, "I've never been a sushi guy." That's it. No over-explaining, no awkward energy, no unnecessary apology. Because here's the truth. Confidence means standing by what you like without feeling guilty for it. You're not here to mold yourself into what someone else finds acceptable. You're here to be yourself, and if that's not good enough for them, that's their problem, not yours. Point 5. Seek constant reassurance or compliments. Let's be honest, everyone likes a compliment, now and then. But if you're constantly looking for reassurance, if you need someone to validate your worth over and over, you're making one of the biggest mistakes in attraction. Women can sense when a man is confident in himself and when he's secretly seeking approval. And the second she realizes you need her validation, you lose that air of certainty that makes a man truly attractive. Picture this. A guy goes on a date and later texts, "Did you have fun? Do you think I'm funny?" At first it might seem harmless, but over time this kind of behavior chips away at his perceived confidence. Instead of being the kind of man who knows his own value, he becomes the guy who's waiting for someone else to confirm it for him. Confident men, they don't need constant reassurance. They already know they're valuable. They trust themselves. If they made her laugh, they don't need to ask. They just know if the date went well, they don't need external confirmation. They can feel it. And here's the thing. When you stop seeking approval, you naturally become more attractive. Because confidence isn't about getting validation from others. It's about believing in yourself first. If you're still here, drop the word confidence in the comments below. That way, we'll know who our real ones are. The guys who actually want to improve and level up. The ones who don't just watch, but apply what they learn. Bonus point, the biggest mistake of all, chasing instead of attracting. If you do everything right, but still chase women for their attention, you've already lost. Let's talk about a hard truth. The men who always get the girl aren't the ones constantly pursuing her texting. First, planning everything or trying to impress her. They don't put women on a pedestal. They don't feel the need to prove themselves. Instead, they let women come to them. Think of the difference between a lion and a house cat. The lion moves with confidence, with certainty, knowing it doesn't need to chase every opportunity. It carries itself like the king of the jungle because it knows its worth. The house cat, on the other hand, is desperate for attention, rubbing up against your leg, following you around, meowing for validation. Which one do you think women are drawn to? Here's the problem. Most guys are raised to believe that they need to pursue. That if they don't chase her, she'll forget about them. That if they don't text her first, she'll lose interest. But in reality, the more you chase, the less value you have. When a woman sees that you're always available, always eager, always trying to prove yourself, she starts to take you for granted. She knows she's the prize. And you've just made yourself too easy to get. Confident men don't chase. They attract. They focus on themselves, their purpose, their growth, and their energy. It's magnetic. Have you ever noticed how the guy who's always busy, focused, living his life somehow seems to get more attention from women? It's not because he's playing games, it's because he genuinely has things going on, and that lack of neediness is what makes him attractive. So here's your takeaway. The moment you stop chasing, you start attracting. Focus on being the man she wants to be around, not the man who begs for her attention. If you found this video valuable, like it to help more people see it. Subscribe for daily content on confidence and attraction,